And we're going to go over to our library card in our navigation bar. So first, let me dismiss my now reading bar. And I'm going to tap on that library card icon. Remember, if you were here from getting started, this is where you browse your library's entire collection of ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. And this tip number 2, is all about customizing your browsing experience. So the first thing we're going to do is scroll down just a tiny bit here to the catalog guides. You can see all of my catalog guides here. Right underneath that, you'll see a button that says Preferences. So I'm going to tap on Preferences. And this is where you can set filters that are app-wide, and they will stick and stay until you change them again. So these are really nice if you have a particular format that you are interested in. If you're not interested in looking at ever listening to audiobooks, you don't want those to populate in your browsing. So you can set a format preference for ebooks saying, I only want to see ebooks in my browsing and searching for titles. I like both ebooks and audiobooks, so I'm going to keep that as any. But one preference that I always set in my Libby app is language. So I can only read in English. My French, despite my French teacher's best efforts, is not good enough to read in. So I set an English preference for my Libby app. And so I'll tap on English here and then apply that preference. This is going to refresh the page. But if I scroll back down, give her a second to load here, you can see now under preferences, I have a little 1. That 1 will always, or whatever number it is, it could be 2, 3, 4, is always going to show you that you have filters in place. So this is just an indicator, hey, you have one setting that is filtering titles out. And what's happening now is anytime I search or browse for a book, Libby is only going to show me titles in English. So I'm never going to have to scroll past Spanish or French or Russian, any titles that are in any other languages other than English. All of my searches are just going to show me English titles. So that's the first way you can customize that browsing experience. The second way you can customize your browsing experience is your curated collections. So remember, these are curated collections that your library puts together for you. And generally, I love what the library is trying to show me. I very rarely hide any of these lists, but occasionally you might come across a collection that they put together that you're just not interested in. One I always hide is comics. I'm not a big comics fan. So anytime they put together a comics collection, I will hide it from my list. If you do come across a list that you want to hide, you'll see the little minimize button there. All you have to do is tap on that little minimize button. It will prompt you to hide your list for all future visits. Once you tap on proceed, it's going to disappear and all of your other lists will shift up and a new one, if there is more lists, will take its place at the bottom. If you ever accidentally hide a list, you can always scroll down to the very bottom of this page and there's a button that will allow you to bring them all back. My digital collection has a really long page here, so I'm not going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to show you, but I promise it's super easy. Now, unlike preferences where you make that setting and then it sticks and stays and all of your lists will be filtered, this is going to be an ongoing kind of customization. So because libraries are always trying to show us some awesome new collections, you're going to find new lists popping up all the time. So this is going to be kind of ongoing. You're always going to be maybe hiding those lists. So that is how you can customize your browsing experience. That's tip number 2.